Welcome, Blood Sisters. I am so excited to invite you into the red tent this month, this season of Virgo season 2020. So exciting because this is not only my birthday season, it is also a rebirthing season for all of us, which is really exciting. So, if we think back about what's happened over the last however many months, it feels like 2020 has been like 10 years long. But we're moving into the ninth month, and every every month this year has been about illuminating the places within our emotional fields, within our judgments, within our shames, within our belief systems, within our physical bodies, all of the places and spaces where polarity exists and it's one-sided. And now we're moving into a rebirthing part of our time on this planet, of rebirthing into a new dimension, into a new reality. And it's time for us to take a look at why we are polarized to one side or the other and really embrace the Virgo energy of being the container for all things. So when we think about Virgo in the zodiac, Virgo is the mother goddess. She is Mother Earth. She is the virgin, the one who is pure, the one who is about to embark and jump off the cliff. And there's all of this new, fresh, fertile, abundant energy around Virgo. And Virgo is also the container of all things. When we think about Mother Earth, she contains the North Pole and the South Pole, light and dark, the sun and the moon, love and hate, and every other polarity that exists, extreme like water and extreme desert. Everything that we can imagine in our 3D realm of polarity exists within Mother Earth, and Mother Earth is the playground for polarity to play out. Three-dimensional reality is really why we came in here, so that we could experience the extremes of polarity, because in other dimensions we don't have these kind of extremes, and things are a little bit more harmonious, more unified, and more peaceful than what we experience here on this planet. So it's no wonder that as we're moving into Virgo season, we're being invited into this rebirthing process where we're going to go through the spiritual birth canal. All summer long we have been basically pregnant with this possibility. We have been going through labor pains, if you want to put it in those terms, this summer. Just think back to like what was happening in Cancer season and even Gemini season before that. There was just a lot of pull and tug and contraction and expansion, and we think we're moving into a beautiful space, and then we're contracted back. And really, it's been a spiritual labor for us to get to this point. And Virgo season, using this analogy, is the moment we come down the birth canal. It's the moment that we have the final push, the final motivation. For a lot of you, you might not know that I'm actually a birth doula, and I wrote a book called Labor Like a Goddess. And in my book, we talk about the different gates of transformation that women have to go through in order to birth their babies. And I've kind of been noticing a parallel to what's happening to us societally and collectively, is that we are going through these different gates of transformation. And the final gate, is the gate of total surrender to the death of what was. And only when we surrender to the death of what was can we step in and be reborn into what we're going to become. And Virgo season is the container to do that, because she holds all of the polarities, all of the possibilities, and is so deeply connected to the grounded energy of Mother Earth that this is the sign that we want to rebirth in. We don't want to rebirth in air. We don't want to rebirth in water. Water would be way too emotional. Air would be way too ungrounded. Even the other earth signs aren't quite a perfect fit for rebirth. Virgo, because she's the maiden, because she is the virgin, because she is pure of heart and mind, is the perfect place for us to step into our rebirth. So this season is going to be all about exploring where we're holding ourselves back from being reborn. And there's a couple different ways that we're going to go through it. So I want to break them down now, so that you kind of have a better understanding of how the rest of the month is going to play out. So the first thing that we're going to really take a look at is where we cannot hold our own internal earth witchiness, right? Like it's almost an oxymoron to be a starseed and a witch at the same time, right? They seem like they're two opposite, to be love and light and then, deep and dark. Those seem like very opposite polar experiences. And so as we step into this earth goddess energy, we are going to really start to explore where we hold ourselves back in our earth magic. And what is earth magic? Earth magic is money, manifestation, it's fertility, it's animal connection, connecting with animal spirits, which is why for our new moon in Virgo, we're going to create our animal totems to use as grounding cords, which is going to be really amazing and exciting. And earth energy just has a lot to do with the material world of living in the actual physical realm. And we need sustenance to exist and to thrive here. We need money, we need food, we need nourishment, we need to be healthy with our food choices and with our thought choices and our emotional choices and our psychic choices. Virgo is a big invitation to stepping up into really acknowledging and taking ownership to where we maybe perhaps don't allow ourselves to be as healthy as we could be. And I know I've been guilty of it. It's so much easier to, veg on the couch or, grab a pint of Haagen-Dazs and, chow down. But Virgo is really inviting us to think about our bodies as a bigger vessel, just like the mother is the vessel for the baby that is gestating inside of her when she's pregnant. We are the vessels for our souls that gestate inside of us, our souls that are ready to be reborn. And, this month we want to be reborn into vitality, into health, into like abundance and happiness and just a lot of pleasure. And we can't do that if we are continuously making poor choices in our spiritual hygiene, our physical hygiene, our emotional hygiene, our mental hygiene. So those are all things we're going to take a look at as it relates to our earth magic. The next thing we're going to look at is the symbol of the circle, which is basically the earth is round. And we have all of these symbols in ancient history and even in everyday, like with the wedding band is the circle of trust, right? It's a continuous birth and rebirth cycle. It's a container that can hold everything in equality, whereas if you're trying to pour certain things into a square, things can get in the corners, it's kind of harder to clean if you try to clean, even like an oblong thing. I'm thinking about baby bottles, because baby bottles, you got to get into the grooves, into the corners, because it's not a perfect sphere. But a perfect circle, a perfect sphere holds everything in equality. And so one of the practices this month is going to be become the circle meditation, which is all about embracing the Virgo circle within us so that we can hold all possibility. And when we hold all possibility, it gives us the greatest chance for the most aligned experience to come into our awareness and come into our reality. When we struggle against certain experiences, it's almost like it's a magnet because it just brings those experiences to us. So, if you have a fear about like, I don't want to think bad thoughts because I'm afraid bad things are going to come my way, in a sense, sometimes that does happen because we put an energy charge on those thoughts. And anytime anything is energized, it's going to create an attraction. But when we are the circle, when we hold all things in equality, everything is neutralized. And when things are neutralized, we offer the universe the best chance to align itself with us instead of the other way around. And so this is a very, very powerful tool of Virgo magic that I will introduce you guys all to this month. And then finally, one of the things that is also happening right now is we are moving from mother season into enchantress season. And so mother season is all of the summertime. It is the time of being pregnant, being joyful, being in the sun, the full moon energy. really just allowing ourselves to experience such joy and connection to what is potentially building within us. And the enchantress is all of that potential birth. And so Virgo season is like right in the middle between mother energy and enchantress energy. So it's a really powerful time for us to really experience abundance, but also experience sorcery. And the enchantress is the queen of sorcery. She is all of the archetypes embodied into one. It's the most powerful time of a woman's life is right after motherhood and right before she goes into her crone phase is the enchantress phase. And she is at the peak of all of her wisdom before it gets recycled back into her and integrated in a different and deeper way. So when we're at that peak, we are the magician. And so Virgo season and moving into Libra season, we are getting into this place of really being able to call upon our magic. And this is also one of the reasons why, Samhain, Halloween, All Saints Day, all of that is happening in Enchantress season because that is the season of magic. So we're going to take a look at what is keeping us from our enchantress energy and from embodying all of it. Again, another theme about being the container for everything. And we're going to dive into all of that with our horoscopes and a couple really powerful crystals that we can use to help us rebirth ourselves, and journal prompts and awesome playlists as always. And I have a couple other sneak surprises that I'm not going to say yet because I'm going to release them later on this month. So just stay tuned and keep checking in with 13 Moons, and please share your experience with Virgo season. It's an intense one, and with the Hermit, it can be definitely a time where we just kind of want to crawl up into a ball and just wait for things to happen. But when we do that, we sort of miss out on the self mastery that can happen in this season that really can push us into our enchantress archetype come Halloween time. So if you are somebody who really wants to step up your power, your magic, your potential, and money, making money, this is the best time of year to make money. This is the best time of year to create and put in motion the things that will help bring abundance into our path. This is the season. And I'm so excited. It's my season. It's so much fun. So I can't wait to hear how all of you enjoy the space and enjoy all of the teachings and activations and rituals. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. As you go through rebirthing, it's very intense, but it can also be really beautiful and pleasant, just like labor. Labor can be pleasurable or it can be painful, and it's just the intention and the surrender, the amount of surrender that we offer up to the experience. So if you're having a hard time surrendering, please reach out to me for a psychic healing or psychic session. Sometimes when we resist things, it's just a matter of removing some, pain ridges or karma or something else that's in the space, and then we can continue on through our birthing path. So that's it, blood sisters. I love you. Thank you for circling with me today in our red tent. And I cannot wait to see you at our Pisces full moon, which I'll talk more about on the portal space, and our new moon circle at the end of this month. Many blessings, sisters. Bye-bye.